Welcome welcome back to my channel. We are really trying to be consistent, y'all. This is so fun. I'm having a ball. Anyway, this is my August reading wrap up. So if you saw my August hopefuls, honestly, don't even know how many I read. I don't know how many were on there that I actually read. So let's find out. So for the month of August, I read 9 books for the month of August, period. So we're just gonna work our way down. So boom, starting strong. Bookmarked by Belizaire. 5 stars. That was a 5-star book. Because what do you do when the man you love, your husband, you have to leave him because you aren't happy within yourself? Right? What do you do with that? And your husband is like, well, since you want a divorce, let's have a divorce moon. Let's go out with a big bang. Do you go on that divorce moon, or do you say, no, I need to stick to myself, stick to my guns, not do this? You go every time. And that's exactly what happened. So this book follows Books Baby and Juice Box, and it's just a journey on self-love, self-discovery. Sometimes love really is not enough, and if you can't love yourself, how in the hell you gonna love somebody else? Can I get an amen? Because Books Baby, she struggles with a lot of internal battles. She really does. And this book follows along just how well Juice was able to love her and try to be there for her. And like I said, sometimes it's just not enough. But it's just a beautiful self-love discovery. And I tell my friends all the time, you have to know who you are outside of being a wife, mom, best friend, like whoever. You have to know who you are outside of the other factors. Like if you ask me today, like, who is Cassidy, I have a whole list, and it has nothing to do with what I do for anybody else or who I am to anybody else. It's specifically to me. It's a beautiful black love story. This is a beautiful story about black love. Read the book. If nothing else, read the book. 5 stars. That was a 5-star read. I'm still thinking about them. Then I read Little Liar, right? So that's the second book in the Web of Silence duet. I saw a lot of people saying how like, oh, I feel like this was unnecessary. Da, 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 da. I agree. I feel like the first half of that book was completely unnecessary. The first half of the book is from Malachi's perspective. And while it was nice to have Malachi's perspective, it was okay. I didn't need it. I wasn't going to die without it. So, yeah. I enjoyed it, though. Like, it wasn't bad, but I just love a morally gray MMC. I really do. And it was a good plot. And something I haven't seen people say, if you read the Edge of Darkness trilogy, you get to see them. You get to see a little crossover from the Edge of Darkness trilogy. I'm not going to say too much, but just know it's a little crossover. And honestly, that's why I gave the book 4 stars. I would have gave this book 3 stars, but I gave the book 4 stars because of the crossover. And if you know, I love Kate and Stacey. Kate and Stacey, that whole series, I think I gave 5 stars each time. Or if I didn't, the first one was 4 stars and the last 2 were 5 stars. But I love Kate and Stacey. They have a very I hope they're somewhere having a great time with their kids watching The Greatest Showman. Anyway, Dr.Bell by Monique. That was 4.75 stars. First off, the nickname he gave her, Dr. Bell nicknamed his wife Pretty. That's all he called her. It was like, Pretty Bell, pretty. And it's just like, her name is Pretty, introducing her as her name being Pretty. And the ending, the plot was good. I feel like the ending was really, really rushed. I feel like we could have dragged that out a little bit more and just made it I don't know. It was very character and love-based driven, but I feel like if you're going to do that, then it needs to be just that with no plot, no, you know what I'm saying? No pizzazz, but there was plot. So I feel like it wasn't an equal amount of the plot, if that makes sense. So, this book follows Mr. Adair Bell, also known as Dr. Bell. He's a doctor, but he's also a doctor of the streets, a man of the streets, if you will. And he's pretty... he really only cares about his family. That's his kids, his mom, his dad, immediate family. He was never one to fall in love. That's not his thing. That's not his style. Then he runs across Coco, aka Pretty, and Coco is trying to escape her old life to help her brother have a better life and a better future. Some things take a turn. Coco and Dr. Bell end up crossing paths more than once. Some would say, not a coincidence. Some would say that's, soulmates or whatever. But yeah, they end up crossing paths multiple times. And crossing paths, the only way for Coco to be able to protect her brother is to marry Dr. Bell after knowing him all of an hour. So yeah, that's how that book goes. Anyway, like I said though, 4.75 stars. Love. I had a great time with that. My Sister, the Serial Killer. The book is about Ayula and Corday. And it's just what it says. My sister's a serial killer. Corday's sister, Ayula, she done killed at least 3 men by now. I think, yeah, 3. And every time it's not her fault. The first one you let slide. The second one you like, okay, now. The third one, yeah, you're a serial killer. Let's talk about it. Because all of these men can't be doing something to you that means they have to die. So Corday has a crush on her boss. Next thing you know, Ayula comes to the picture. She starts dating her boss. So now Corday is tied between like trying to keep the man that she really likes safe and trying to stay loyal to her sister. So it was a fun read. I rated it 4 stars, but now that I think about it, I'm gonna give it 3 because it wasn't that great. Like, I had a good time, like, but I'm not like seething over it. Like I kind of forgot some of the stuff that happened already. So it was fun though. I liked it. Echoes, which is the second book in Dance with My Demons. I love Why Choose because baby, why and excuse me, in a world like this, why should I ever be forced to choose? I love White Shoes. Love, 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 love. I haven't already talked about this book. This book just follows, like I said, the Dance with My Demons trilogy. They're inside the Lilydale Foundation Center. Everything's not as it seems. Not only is this a dark romance, but this book has a really, really good plot, you guys. Like, a really good plot. And I think that be my thing with dark romance. Like, sometimes the romance is just dark. It's dark romance, and it's just that the romance is dark. But not only is the romance dark, why choose? I love an unhinged man that actually cares about me. And 5 stars. You know what? I think I overdid that. Not 5. Not 5. 4. Oh, and I'm listening to this on Audible. If you're gonna read Bookmarked, I read regularly. Little Liar, I did. Did I listen to that? No, I didn't. I did not listen to Little Liar because Joe Arden wasn't the voice, if I'm not mistaken. So I didn't listen to that one. But okay, My Sister the Serial Killer, I immersive read. So I listened to it and I read it. So I liked it because they have their accents and they are in another country. So they have like the accents. I really enjoyed that. And Echoes, or the whole Dance with My Demon trilogy, or it's 4 books, I'm sorry. The Dance with My Demon series, I have been listening since the first book. Those are amazing audiobooks. I'm immersive reading. I'm not just listening. I'm reading and I'm listening at the same time. Joe Arden. Any Joe Arden audiobook, I'm going to recommend every time. But there's also 2 other people. I just haven't gotten it pulled up. All the men who are doing those voices, I found my favorites. I will need no other man to do any other books besides them. Fast by Millie. Oh my goodness. This book follows Caprice, and when Caprice is younger, her uncle does something that he ain't got no business doing. And I feel like this book was made for any little girl who was made to feel like she was fast when that shouldn't even be a thing at 7 years old. Like, you should not be telling no 7-year-old, get your hand off your hip, stop switching, you being fast. Because should no grown man be looking at no 7-year-old ever. So no, she's not being fast. She's being a girl. She's being a lady. Like, I used to get called fast all the time when I was younger. And now here I am, and I'm 27, and I feel like I walk like a big burly man. Nothing about my walk is sexy. I don't know how to switch no more because you get popped every time you switching, apparently. Like, don't even get me started on that type of trauma. Childhood to lovers. And it just shows how Caprice has to find her way amidst all the pain and betrayal and the people who were supposed to care about her, who did not care about her, who did not help her, who did not keep her safe and protected. And then like finding your own family of the people who do care about you, who will keep you safe, who will protect you. Such a good emotional read. And I loved it. 5 stars. Now that was a 5-star read. Keys to My City. Now that's a trilogy. Okay, I can't rate. So Embezzlement, Messiness, 3 Brothers, Insta Love. I did not know I liked Insta Love as much as I did until this is like the 2nd or 3rd book where it was like Insta Loved, and I loved it. I love Insta Love now. So this follows, his name is Uno, and Uno is the commissioner of the city, but he's also like in the streets at night, so don't let the suit and tie fool you, baby. And his uncle is the mayor, and some things happen with his uncle that caused him to have to like step down, and Uno wants to keep his bloodline in office, so he steps up as mayor. So of course that starts a little bit of tension in between the family. This was such a good, the love was good, it was nice, it was fun. I love the way he treated his woman. At one point, y'all, he cut off a man's hand the man disrespected his woman, he cut off his hand and then slapped him with the hand that was cut off. That's my, yes, because why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you cut off his hand and slap him with it? Show some respect when you talking about your woman. Show some respect. Actually, don't even mention my woman. Don't even let this happen again. Because next time her name come out your mouth, I'm cutting you off at the throat. That's my type of mess. But anyway, and then like, oh my God, and then it was so funny. I was kicking my feet up the whole time. I had a really good time reading that book. And then they got, so like I said, it's three brothers. Their names is Uno, Wild, and Skip. How did they get their names? Of course, they got their names for beating up a kid at a kid's birthday party over a game of Uno and the rules of Uno. So this is how they got their names, Uno, Wild, and Skip. Wild is probably my favorite because he's just so funny, so unhinged. I love like I said, this was good love and it was a really good plot, and I feel like they did so good because this makes me want to go back to like some of her other series that are like intertwined, and it makes me want to keep going for the rest of the series. So yeah, 4 stars. I had a good time with that book for sure. 9 books, y'all. I read 10. I'm currently in the middle of reading one book, but I know by the time I read it, I'll be posting this video. So Pretty Hurts by Alecia J. So this book follows a beautiful girl named Pretty, of course, and Pretty has a medical condition that causes half of her face to like sag or whatever. So of course you can already only assume what it does to one person's self-esteem, but she ends up finding a guy who she really likes, and she was like, oh, this is perfect, this is everything I want. All Pretty wants is to be loved. And this is another one of those books where it's like, you have to love yourself. You cannot depend on nobody on the outside for you to love yourself. And I feel like this book, another topic is to just be nice to people. You never know what a person is going through. We joke all the time about like, oh, that was my 13th reason. Some people don't even make it to 13 reasons. Sometimes that really is that person's 13th reason, and you never know what the 13th reason is. But also sometimes people don't even have to make it to 13 reasons. They can make it off 2 reasons. You know what I'm saying? So you just never know what a person is going through. So I feel like, of course, just be nice. It's just blatant, like, just common sense is to be nice. But then also, like, it be the pretty people on the outside who have the ugliest souls. Like Beyonce says, the soul that needs the surgery. Because yeah, your soul sucks. You're beautiful on the outside, but your soul is hideous. Then you got the people with the most beautiful souls, and they be beautiful on the outside too, but sometimes they can't see it themselves. So, but very emotional read, very nice. I gave it 4 stars, and it was under 200 pages, so I feel like we kind of got to where we got the nitty and the gritty. Check your trigger warnings before you read that book. And then I am currently reading The Crash by Freida McFadden. I am like 50 something percentage in. Right now my only thought is I hate that she named that baby Tuna. Yeah, she's pregnant and she just keeps calling like her fetus Little Tuna because that's all she craves is tuna. Please stop calling that damn baby Tuna, please. But I like Freida McFadden's books. I like being, some people are able to like guess what's going on. I personally am never, but I think I might be considered a dummy reader. Like sometimes my brain be on, y'all, but sometimes my brain be off too. So I don't know. But yes, I can't really rate that book. I guess I'll rate it. I don't really know yet. But anyway, yeah. Did you read any books this month? Did you read as many books as you would like? Do you wish you read more or less? Did you read any books on my list? Did you read any books that I just told you about? Are you going to read any of the books that I told you about? Are you tired of me asking all these questions? But are you happy that I've been uploading? And until next time, let me know. Bye.